Coach, if you could start off talking about just what a difference a year makes, and this time last year getting your feet wet, and I imagine things are going like clockwork at 12 months later.
Well, it's much better, much more calm. Last year I was trying to put a staff together, plus work the kids and do everything that we had to do to get ready for the season. And this year, we've got a great staff, as good a staff as we've had since I've been here. So we're I'm excited about all the coaches, all the guys that I got working with the kids, and then our kids. I think it was a transition for them last year too, and they weren't real sure. Coach Clark had been here so long, and sometimes I think our work had kind of tailed off a little bit in the weight room, and maybe even during spring practice and on the field. But we had a great winter in the weight room in the spring, and then we had a really good spring practice. So we're excited, and we've had a good summer up till now. So we're excited about this season.
And you had so many. You were replacing so much in the trenches last year. This year, you're not replacing quantity but quality with Cade and Nick and.
Right.
How do you guys look up front as compared to? Well,
it's a concern. Overall, it's a concern. But we had, two guys that played a lot last year. Caden McNabb and Kyler Banks played a lot last year. Caden as a sophomore and Kyler as a junior. So they're a year older, a year stronger. Both were on the baseball team and competed there. But we've, I think we've got some good competition there. And our line, our offensive line, really improved during the spring, and I was pleased with the improvement that they had. Now we got to get better, but guys like Ethan Murray had a great spring, and he's pushing for a role. Caleb Burleson, another young guy that's pushing for time. Seth Hale, Aiden Neal. We've got some competition there. So competition's a good thing.
As far as a go-to guy, a basketball term, I guess, but Jet will be a big-time weapon for you, won't he?
Jet's everything that we are. He's got to be everything that we do. Defensively, we're going to move him around, try to play him 2 or 3 different places where people can't key on him. Last 2 years, playing outside linebacker and playing on one side, teams, it didn't take people very long to figure out how to game plan against that. But this year we're going to move him around. We'll see him in at least 2 different positions, and maybe 3 at times, just to try to get a little more physicality on the field and a little bit more athleticism, and a guy that's just got a high motor.
And then I'm thinking you having to replace Lyndon. Is there a lot of competition at quarterback, or?
Well, we need more competition at quarterback. Losing Lyndon, 2-year starter, and had played so well for us, and able to go on and play at UEA Wise. Lyndon was he's just a great kid, and so we lose that. But we need competition at our quarterback spot. But right now Zane Whitson's he's kind of the clubhouse leader. But Zane had a really good spring. Zane's a competitor, ultra competitor, and he really studies the game from the neck up. He's really good and everything, and he throws a good ball too. So we're excited about Zane, but we've got to get some competition and get somebody to push him a little bit.
One thing which I know you scuffled somewhat last year, but ended a 6-game streak against Science Hill, and which I'm sure that'll fire them up like they need any added incentive. But could you just kind of recollect what kind of fun night that was?
Oh, that was a great night. It was fun for the kids. I thought our kids played so hard. Our kids took coaching and did everything we'd asked them to in the game plan that night. And we were wanting to slow the game down and kind of limit Johnson City's chances. They got so many athletes, so many guys that can just run. We knew if we got into a running match with them, we couldn't keep up. So we were going to try to shorten the game and make it in our favor and our advantage. And we were able to make plays. We were able to block them at times, and we sprung the screen on them right before half. It was a big play, and then our kids fought back too, because Science Hill scored and went ahead with about minute and 40 left or something like that, and then we were able to put that drive together to drive it down and score right at the very end. So it was a great night for Dobyns-Bennett football.
Which I know it's premature in mid-June, but Do you have a feel for collectively? Of course, there's some X factors with skill position, but just head to toe, is this roster maybe more promising, would you think, or?
I think so. I think we're more athletic. I think we have, back to the word competition, we got a lot of competition in our skill guys. You know, last year sometimes we were just trying to find somebody that could get out there and maybe could get open, get, you know, and catch a ball or whatever, and there was a lot of different reasons for that. I think just new offense, change of terminology and things like that just kind of hindered our development. We really started slow out of the gate there. And but this year, you know, the system's in place. The kids know it. I mean, we know our vocabulary, and the competition has really come on. We've got probably 8 guys that can play, can step in at wide receiver, the different wide receivers, the slots and things like that we feel comfortable with. We really feel like that they can could get the job done and play at a high level for us.
And I understand Ian Hicks, Ian had such a wonderfully productive career, but he passed up some scholarship money to walk on at Chattanooga, and it'll be a chore replacing Ian Hicks and all the productivity he gave you for the past several years.
Yes, so much that he did for our program, and not only, you know, and Ian tried to lead and everything, but he was such a, you know, he just prepared his body for what we put on him. And so replacing him, you know, it's going to be tough. And so right now we'll be running back by committee. I think we've got a couple of juniors, Tyler Tesner, Philip Armitage. We've got a senior that would move back to running back. He showed a little bit of promise, got a little bit of quicks, kind of a change of pace guy. So, you know, we'll have to replace Ian by committee. There's no Ian Hicks on this team this year.
And I guess I should have mentioned something. You get no shortage of Graham Clark references, but I'm sure you weren't shocked to see him go up there to Emory as an offensive coordinator.
No, we had talked a lot about that, and I guess I'd kind of known about that. But you know, Graham loves football. He loves being around young people, so I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him and Henry too. So, Coach Newsom's he's getting a good one up there. So, and him and Coach Buzzo's friends. Coach Clark and Coach Buzzo's friends, so I'm sure there'll be some battles on the practice field with the offense versus defense.
And then lastly, what would you say would be, I know it's cliche, but perhaps the biggest X factor or question mark for you guys this year to be all you can be?
Well, we just got to keep working. We got to keep doing everything we can at every position to get better and to do the best that they can do that day. And like I said, I think we've done that for a big part this winter and spring and summer. So we've got to continue doing that. You know, we've got to stay healthy in a couple spots, but we try to preach to them every day that the competition just keeps raises everybody's game, and that's what we've seen the most. But yeah, in a couple positions we got to stay injury free and everything, and that's important to us.
We appreciate your time, Coach.
Thank you.